All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I am Saira Mujtaba. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi outlined his 5-eye vision in G-20 meet at Osaka to maximize digital technology for social benefit. Telangana and Andhra Pradesh Chief Ministers ask officials to make strategy to divert Godavari water into Srisailam project on Krishna River. Human Resource Development Ministry releases a 5-year vision plan on quality education. In Syria, about 100 fighters killed in clashes between government forces and rebel militants. In the ICC Cricket World Cup, South Africa beat Sri Lanka by 9 wickets at Chesterle Street. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has outlined his 5-eye vision to maximize digital technology for social benefit. In his intervention at the G-20 Summit on Digital Economy and Artificial Intelligence or AI at Osaka yesterday, he put thrust on inclusiveness, indigenization, innovation, investment and infrastructure, and international cooperation. During his meeting with BRICS leaders, the Prime Minister said fast-changing technologies like digitalization and climate change pose a challenge to the current as well as future generations. Before the leaders of the G20, Prime Minister emphatically put his point that development is worthwhile only when it reduces inequality and contributes in empowerment. The Prime Minister also held a trilateral meeting with Chinese President Xi Jinping and Russian President Vladimir Putin and discussed issues like terrorism and climate change on the sidelines of the G20 summit. Mr. Modi said,
आतंकवाद सारी मानवता के लिए सबसे बड़ा खतरा है। यह निर्दोषों की जान तो लेता ही है, आर्थिक प्रगति और सामाजिक स्थिरता पर बहुत बुरा असर भी डालता है। हमें आतंकवाद और जातिवाद को समर्थन और सहायता के सभी रास्ते बंद करने होंगे।
Mr. Modi said the trilateral meeting in Osaka is a useful medium of discussion and coordination on major global issues.
हमें रिफॉर्म मल्टीलेटरलिज्म के लिए अंतर्राष्ट्रीय वित्तीय और व्यापारिक संस्थाओं तथा संगठनों में आवश्यक सुधार पर जोर देता रहना होगा। निरंतर आर्थिक विकास के लिए आवश्यक ऊर्जा के संसाधन जैसे तेल और गैस कम कीमतों पर लगातार उपलब्ध रहने चाहिए। कोएलिशन और डिजास्टर रेजिलिएंट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के लिए भारत की पहल अल्प विकसित और विकासशील देशों को प्राकृतिक आपदा का सामना करने के लिए उचित इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में सहायक होगी।
Earlier in the day, Prime Minister met several world leaders including US President Donald Trump, Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe and German Chancellor Angela Merkel. Prime Minister chaired RIC or Russia, India and China framework and participated in a meeting of BRICS countries. The leaders called for rule-based multilateral trading system as embodied in the WTO to ensure transparent, non-discriminatory, open and inclusive international trade amid growing protectionism. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is holding bilaterals and pull-asides with a host of world leaders on the final day of the G20 summit today. He held talks with Indonesian President Joko Widodo on ways to deepen bilateral cooperation. Officials also said both leaders congratulated each other for winning election. Mr. Modi congratulated Mr. Joko Widodo for steps taken by him for disaster management. Prime Minister Modi also held talks with the President of the Republic of Brazil, Jair Bolsonaro. Our correspondent covering the summit reports the fourth and final session of the summit will deliberate on climate change, environment and energy.
The second day of the G20 summit is also full of the busy schedules for the Prime Minister Narendra Modi. In addition to the scheduled programs of the G20 summit, Prime Minister Modi is discussing bilateral issues during the meeting with the heads of 6 countries. Mr. Modi also attended a special program on women empowerment. Prime Minister is going to meet the President of Italy sometimes later. The Prime Minister will also discuss the issues related to mutual interest with the President of Turkey and the Prime Minister of Singapore. Prior to departure, Mr. Modi will also meet the Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison. Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Osaka, Japan.
India has strongly condemned the recent terrorist attacks in Tunis and expressed sincere condolences to the families of the victims of the attack. In a release, External Affairs Ministry said New Delhi stands in solidarity with the government and people of Tunisia in its fight against terrorism. It has always opposed and rejected terrorism in all its forms and manifestations and urged concerted action by the international community against terrorism, including cross-border terrorism. Telangana Chief Minister K. Chandrasekhar Rao and Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Y. Jagan Mohan Reddy have resolved to work together and to provide water to every nook and corner of both the states for agriculture, industrial and drinking purposes. They asked officials to prepare strategies to divert water from River Godavari to Srisailam project on Krishna River. They asked them to submit report by 15th of July. Both the Chief Ministers held a high-level meeting in Hyderabad yesterday to resolve all pending issues amicably across the table. The meeting will continue today. A report.
The governments of the two states for the first time discussed the matter in an amicable atmosphere and came to broad conclusion that the water uses from the two major rivers in the states, Godavari and Krishna, should be optimized and used efficiently for the benefit of the two states. The two chief ministers also decided to utilize the excess water in Godavari should be diverted Srisailam project across river Krishna to provide water to Rayalaseema in Andhra Pradesh and also to Nalgonda and Palamuru regions in Telangana. The DO will also discuss issues related to electricity, pending dues and division of assets like Andhra Bhavan in Delhi, besides other institutions mentioned in 9th and 10th schedules of the Reorganization Act in today's meeting. Lakshmi, AR News, Hyderabad.
The Higher Education Department of the Ministry of Human Resource Development has finalized and released a 5-year vision plan named Education Quality Upgradation and Inclusion Program, or EQUIP. This is in accordance with the Prime Minister's direction for finalizing a 5-year vision plan for each ministry. According to an official release, the report has been prepared after a detailed exercise done by the experts from various areas, including promoting excellence, employability and entrepreneurship, among others. The expert groups drawn from senior academicians, administrators and industrialists have suggested more than 50 initiatives that would transform the higher education sector completely. Social Justice and Empowerment Minister Thawarchand Gehlot has reiterated government's commitment to eradicate manual scavenging from the country and proper rehabilitation of the people involved in it. Mr. Gehlot listed a series of measures taken by the government, including skill development training, scholarship and monetary support in this regard. The minister was replying to a private member's resolution moved by RJD MP Manoj Jha over the issue in the Rajya Sabha yesterday. Uttar Pradesh government has added 17 other backward castes in the list of scheduled castes. It has also directed all district officers to issue caste certificate to the families of those belonging to these 17 castes, including Kashyap, Mallaha, Kumhar, Rajbhar, Prajapati and others. These certificates will be issued based on the 2017 Allahabad High Court order and directions. This is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates, follow us on Twitter @AIR News Alerts. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will resume his popular radio program Mann Ki Baat on All India Radio tomorrow. He will share his thoughts with the people in the country and abroad for the first time after assuming office for the second term. Many schools have inspired school children to listen to the program, which is broadcast on the last Sunday of every month. Our Bhuj correspondent reports Matra Chhaya Girls High School in the city is geared up for the second edition of Mann Ki Baat tomorrow. School teacher Jagruti Vakil says that students are advised to listen to the program at home and discuss the Prime Minister's message during school assembly on Monday.
मेरा नाम उर्वशी संजय भाई सोनी है। मैं 11वीं कक्षा में पढ़ती हूँ। देश के अनजान कोने में बसने वाले ऐसे लोग जो बड़ा काम करते हैं, परिवर्तन के लिए जिंदगी समर्पित करते हैं, उनके बारे में मोदी जी हमें बताते हैं तो बड़ा अच्छा लगता है। इसीलिए मन की बात सबको अवश्य सुननी चाहिए।
मेरा नाम भक्ति मितेश भाई दवे है और 12वीं कक्षा में अभ्यास करती हूँ। परीक्षा देने के लिए जब मोदी जी ने हमें प्रेरित किया तो लगा कि ये प्रधान सेवक के साथ उत्तम शिक्षक भी है। मन की बात दोबारा शुरू हो रही है, उनका हमें आनंद है।
In Maharashtra, at least 15 people lost their lives this morning after a 60-feet wall collapsed on the adjacent Tin Huts near Talab Masjid in Pune's Kondwa area. 2 to 3 people are still believed to be trapped and rescue operations are underway. The NDRF team has reached the accident spot. The number of people injured in the incident is yet to be confirmed. According to the fire department officials, deceased include 9 men, 1 woman and 4 kids. In Mumbai, 3 persons were killed and 5 injured in rain-related incidents yesterday in the first spell of heavy rains this monsoon. National Disaster Management Authority conducted a multi-state mock exercise on earthquake in Delhi and NCR yesterday. The exercise was aimed to practice the preparedness and response mechanism of the state governments to mitigate the impact of a high-intensity earthquake. Lieutenant Governor of Delhi, Anil Baijal, and Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal were briefed at the Emergency Operations Centre of Divisional Commissioner, Delhi. Meghalaya Governor Tathagat Roy awarded 14 Assam Rifles personnel with the Governor's Gold and Silver medals for gallantry and distinguished seva in an investiture ceremony held in Shillong yesterday. He praised the service and dedication exhibited by the Assam Rifles over the past 184 years while operating in the rugged and inhospitable terrain of the northeast and exhorted them to continue the excellent work. In Syria, nearly 100 fighters have been killed, including government forces and rebel militants, in clashes in northwestern part of the country as troops try to regain control of 2 villages they lost earlier this month. The Britain-based Syrian Observatory for Human Rights said during fighting alone, 51 troops and pro-government gunmen as well as 45 insurgents were killed. The clashes continued in the afternoon. In the Democratic Republic of Congo, at least 43 illegal miners were killed when part of a copper mine collapsed in southeastern part of the country. Governor of the Lualaba province informed in a press conference yesterday that exact toll is not yet known. 2 galleries caved in on Thursday at a mine in the Kolwezi area operated by Kamoto Copper Company or KCC, a subsidiary of the Swiss company Glencore. The Red Cross and some civil groups put the number of fatalities even higher at around 70. In the ICC Cricket World Cup, South Africa beat Sri Lanka by 9 wickets at Chester Street last night. Put into bat, Sri Lanka were all out for 203 in 49.3 overs. D. Pretorius and C.H. Morris claimed 3 wickets each for South Africa. 2 matches are scheduled for today. In the first match at 3 p.m, Pakistan will face Afghanistan at Headingley, Leeds and New Zealand take on Australia at the Lords in London. Statistics Day is being celebrated today to popularize the use of statistics in everyday life and sensitize public on the importance of statistics in shaping and framing policies. This year, the day's theme is Sustainable Development Goals. The day is celebrated on the birth anniversary of Professor P.C. Mahalanobis. And now for an overview of today's newspapers, it's over to Anuja Kumar.
Thank you, Saira. The trilateral meeting of Japan, US and India on the sidelines of the G20 summit, Amit Shah talking tough on Kashmir, and the monsoons paralyzing Mumbai are some of the prominent stories covered by the press today. The Times of India reports Modi stands ground with Trump, trade talks soon. India refuses to sign declaration on free flow of data across borders, writes the Indian Express. President's rule for 6 more months in J&K, writes the Hindu, while the Pioneer headlines, Shah blames Nehru for Kashmir problem, Lok Sabha gives nod to extend President's rule in J&K. More quit as Rahul insists he's not chief, headlines the Tribune, on a series of resignations pouring in from congressmen as Rahul Gandhi made it clear to Delhi unit leaders that he was no longer Congress president after the party's dismal performance in the Lok Sabha. And finally, hottest day ever in France as nation sizzles at 45 degrees Celsius, writes the Asian Age, on Europe sweltering in an early summer heat wave. And with that, it's back to you, Saira.
Thank you, Anuja. And now before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi outlines his 5-eye vision in G-20 meet at Osaka to maximize digital technology for social benefit. Telangana and Andhra Pradesh Chief Ministers ask officials to make strategy to divert Godavari water into Srisailam project on Krishna River. Human Resource Development Ministry releases a 5-year vision plan on quality education. In Syria, about 100 fighters killed in clashes between government forces and rebel militants. And in the ICC Cricket World Cup, South Africa beat Sri Lanka by 9 wickets at Chester Street. With that, we end the morning news. Have a great day.